Hey, Mike. What? Who's got next?
What's good, y'all? It's your man Hezo, and welcome back to the Blacktop, where I always got next, you feel me? So I am back after a couple days off. As y'all know, I was in Atlanta for the Toronto game, and unfortunately, I did not get to, get a video out yesterday whenever I got home, and I'm sorry for that. I really wanted to, but I was just absolutely exhausted. But I had a hell of a time at the game against the Raptors, man. That was just a hell of a game overall. AJ Griffin was incredible, game-winning shot. I was so hype, I almost lost my voice screaming. Just an incredible game overall. I really wanted to get a recap out, and I really wanted, talk about the game in my first experience at State Farm Arena. But again, unfortunately, I just didn't get a chance to. I was exhausted. I wanted to get a video out. I really did, but I just couldn't, man. And my apologies for that. But I'm back now, and I am back at it with another Hawks recap. But before we dive into it, subscribe if you're new, leave a like on the video. We are on our way to 800 subs. We are just about there. We only need a few more. Let's see if we can get there by the end of the week. And again, I will do a 2K23 giveaway if y'all have not heard. By the end of the year, if I can get to 1,000 subs, if y'all can get me there by the end of the year, I will do a 2K23 giveaway. So let's make it happen. So let's talk some hoops, man. No Dre in this one. DeAndre Hunter was out with a non-COVID related illness, but the Cavs were coming off a back-to-back, so actually still felt pretty good. But another inconsistent Hawks. The inconsistency of the Hawks continues. The Cavs backcourt really shined, and I'm gonna say it, man. I'm gonna say it, and I know it's only one game against the Cavs so far, and I know this is probably gonna make a lot of Hawks fans mad, and I'm sorry, but the Cavs backcourt's better, man. They're better. They completely outplayed the Hawks backcourt the entirety of the game. In the first half, they came out the gate, the Cavs came out the gate, and Darius Garland was on fire. Donovan Mitchell was on fire. Atlanta couldn't get stops. DeJounte Murray played like dog shit the entire game. But JC had a really nice first quarter. I think he finished with 8. He got off to a hot start. He hit some threes in this game, man. That was very, very nice to see. So I'm hoping that can get JC going. But Donovan Mitchell just continued. Darius Garland continued. But I will say, for the Hawks bench, Double O and Jalen Johnson came into the game. They really provided a spark. Okongwu had an excellent game. Jalen Johnson played really nice in the first half, but he didn't really see many minutes in the second half, which was very confusing. He hit 2 threes early on. Just didn't really see the court much in the second half. And the Cavs backcourt, man, it was just all of them really the entire night. Shout out to Cedi Osman too, man. Cedi Osman had an incredible game. Now, I will say, if DeAndre Hunter's playing, that's just not happening. DeAndre Hunter is not letting Cedi Osman go off for 23 points or whatever, but he had an incredible game. So shout out to him. He has been a really solid role player for the Cavs this season, especially off the bench. He had a really good game against, I think, Miami last night, and then follows it up with another nice performance tonight. I think he finished with 23 on the night. Trey just wasn't getting any help in the first half from DeJounte in the backcourt. Trey had 19 points in the first half. He was getting to the rim, and he was finishing all of his layups. DeJounte was just a no-show the entire night, and the Cavs really just outplayed the Hawks backcourt in the first half and really, again, the entire night. Atlanta was still in pretty good shape going into the half. They were only down 5, and that was with DeJounte Murray struggling, so I'm thinking, okay, second half we're gonna really get it going. Trey's gonna obviously continue, and that really wasn't the case. I mean, yeah, second half we jumped out to an early lead, or not an early lead, but we went on a run and got the lead. Went on a 12-2 run to start the second half, and they looked great. It looked like Atlanta was maybe going to start to, pull away and create some space. But Donovan Mitchell, man, he continued. He's kept hitting shots. Darius Garland was still getting involved as well. They just played an excellent game overall. And still Cedi Osman. And then fourth quarter rolls around, man. It was really it was all Cavs, man. All Cavs. And I will say, the one thing I hated to see in the fourth quarter, that it was either DeJounte or Trey taking the shot almost the entirety of the fourth quarter. And that's just bad offense. We've seen that before. Whenever these guys are not getting other guys involved, the offense just stalls out. I mean, John Collins was having a really good game. I think he took one shot the entire, the entire fourth quarter. Maybe almost the entire second half, other than the couple threes that he hit in the third quarter. They weren't looking for him any longer in the fourth quarter. DeJounte Murray just kept jacking up shots, hitting the backboard. Trey was settling for threes more. He was 1 for 8 from 3 after the incredible first half that he had getting to the rim. He just started settling for jump shots. DeJounte was settling for mid-ranges, wasn't getting to the rim. They were both turning the ball over. I'm gonna be honest, man. Trey and DeJounte lost this game. They lost this game. Atlanta was not in control, but they really started to create separation early on in the second half with team basketball. AJ Griffin didn't get really any shots in the fourth quarter. I mean, come on, like, y'all gotta get guys involved. They went completely away from what they were doing. The Holiday brothers are just an absolute atrocity. I can't even stand watching the offense. When these dudes are on the floor, they just have no offense fluidity whenever these two guys are on the court. They were like combined 0 for 6 or 1 for 7 from open threes, open shots, whatever it was, man. They just provide absolutely nothing for this Hawks team, and it's very hard to watch. DeAndre Hunter haters, I want to hear y'all, because I know all y'all haters on DeAndre Hunter were talking shit, and we missed him this game. He was a huge reason why we came back against Toronto last game, and we missed him on the defensive end, and we missed his ability to be able to stretch the floor and hit and knock down open threes tonight, especially down the stretch of the game when Atlanta was struggling for offense, when Trey and DeJounte just kept jacking up shots and turning the ball over. Very frustrating loss, man. I mean, Atlanta was in position to win this game, and then they ended up losing by 12, which it doesn't shock me because it's another double-digit loss. They got out of this 10-game stretch, I think, what, 11 game stretch, 6-5. That's not horrible, but it's still not what you want to see, man. Cleveland was coming off a back-to-back, and they didn't look like it. They did not look like we really lost to 3 guys. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Cedi Osman. And shout out to the Cavs, man. They played an excellent game. They lost 5 straight, and now they're on a 3-game win streak. So shout out to the Cavs. The Cavs backcourt balled out, and they really showed why they are the best backcourt in the East. And this is coming from a Hawks fan. Listen, man, I'm biased at times, but I am a realist at the end of the day. And right now, the Cavs backcourt is better. Very inconsistent, man. Again, the inconsistency of this team is going to kill us in the long run until they start to clean it up and get it together and start to string together multiple wins in a row. You can't consistently go win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. It's not going to get it done. You're going to be a 500 team at the end of the year with adding an all-star guard. Now, I know we're still missing Bogdanovich. I know we're missing DeAndre Hunter in this game. But either way, this was still a winnable game, especially in the second half when you took the lead, a 5-point lead in the midway through the third quarter. This was a winnable game, and the Hawks gave it away. The Cavs outplayed them down the stretch, and the Atlanta was just sloppy the entire fourth quarter and was sloppy most of the second half, and very selfishness from guys like Trey and DeJounte. So I want to get into my final takeaways for this game, and number one was the Cavs backcourt simply just outplayed the Hawks from start to finish. DG was incredible. Donovan Mitchell was incredible. He has been on fire all season long, shooting over 40% from 3. Darius Garland got off to a slow start this season, but he's really picked it up over the last 4 or 5 games. He had a 51 the other night. He's been incredible recently. And the Hawks backcourt just got outplayed. I mean, DeJounte just didn't show up tonight. Trey was a ghost the entire second half. He had 6 points the entire second half, man. Reason for that? Settling for jump shots and going away from what was working in the first half. He had 19 points in the first half, was getting to the free throw line. That we did not see that in the second half, and DeJounte just kept jacking up mid-range shots. When you know it's not your night offensively, you gotta look to get other guys involved, man. Stop shooting so much. This backcourt shot us out of the game, and it's just that simple. The Cavs backcourt right now is better than the Hawks, man. And I hate to say it, it's just a fact, man. Look at the numbers. Look at the way they're playing compared to the way our guys are playing. They're far more efficient. Atlanta, just, the 2 guys, DeJounte and Trey, tonight were turning the ball over. Did not shoot well from the field once again. Trey was 1 for 8 from 3. I think DeJounte was 1 for 6 or whatever. And again, I think that this was actually probably DeJounte's worst game of the season. But again, man, this Cavs team was coming off a back-to-back, man. You cannot go out like that for this for this Hawks backcourt. You gotta, fire back and start to make shots. Very frustrating, man. Very frustrating. Number 2, man, was John Collins. John Collins really looked like he was starting to find his rhythm. He hit 3 threes tonight, and that was great to see. But again, they went away from him in the second half. Later on in the especially in the fourth quarter, he wasn't getting touches, man, and that's so frustrating to see when you see a guy really start to get going offensively. He only took 8 shots for the game. He took 6 threes. He did hit 3 of them. Very nice to see JC's 3-ball start to fall in. Hopefully that continues and he can really start to get it going and carry, his offense over into the next game. But you got to continue to get him involved. And I hate to see that he got kind of out of the offense in the second half after those first cut, after that first run Atlanta had early on in the third quarter. Number 3 is the Holiday brothers, man. Again, I said this earlier, they are just an atrocity once they hit the floor. These guys are not offensive guys. Justin Holiday has been bad all season. And I know some of you guys are, they like, y'all like him. I can't see it, man. I cannot see it. I do not see what y'all see. This dude brings nothing. He's not a good defender. He's an average defender at best. He is pitiful on catch and shoot. He's pitiful. He has had his games. I get it. He's had his games. But AJ Griffin has outplayed him the entire season in the minutes that he got. Now, I know he was starting this game, and he looked incredible, but not so good on the defense. I'm going to talk about that in my next point. The Holiday brothers, man, they just haven't been good. Aaron Holiday has had his moments, he's had his moments on defense, but overall, they really struggled tonight, especially shooting the ball, and they were a big reason why Atlanta couldn't sustain their lead, because once the starters came out and they came into the game, the offense was stagnant. DeJounte just throwing up shots, felt like he had to do everything, and same thing with Trey. That's just not going to get it done. Fourth and final point, man, was the absence of DeAndre Hunter. We definitely missed it. And again, DeAndre Hunter haters, here you go. Y'all say he's been dog shit. Y'all say he's trash. Well, he's our third leading scorer while also guarding the best defensive player. While also guarding the best player on the opposing team. He was the only player to hold Jason Tatum under 20 points this season. So here, have that. Y'all can have it. DeAndre Hunter is a very key piece for this team, and it showed tonight, man, because Cedi Osman went off. And shout out to Cedi Osman. He played an incredible game. But if DeAndre Hunter plays today, it is an entirely different team defensively because of his long wingspan, able to get, deflect passes, able to get some rebounds here and there. DeAndre Hunter, his ability to contest shots, man, these two guards may not go off like that if DeAndre Hunter is playing. AJ Griffin did step up tonight offensively, but he really struggled defensively. They really were attacking him on defense, especially, guys like Donovan Mitchell. When his primary assignment was Donovan Mitchell, man, and he got cooked. AJ Griffin got cooked tonight on defense, but he did play well on offense. He has a very nice offensive bag. I love AJ Griffin. I think he has such a bright future. I think he was an absolute steal. I love his game, but he does have to improve a little bit on the defensive side, especially when you're going to get into the starting lineup when you're playing alongside Trey. I look for it to improve throughout the season. Overall, a very solid game for him. Just really struggled on the defensive end, but he will pick it up later on this season. I definitely am confident about that. I'm gonna pretty much leave it there, man. Not really much more to talk about with this game. Very frustrating. As I said, I feel like Atlanta gave this away, but shout out to the Cavs, man. They did what they were supposed to do off the back-to-back at home. The two guards showed out. Cedi Osman showed out. Shout out to the Cavs. They move ahead Atlanta in the standings. I think we now fall to 4, maybe even 5, because I think the Pacers, they were up 20 last time I looked, and now they're going to have a better record than Atlanta as well. So I think now we fall from 3 to 5, maybe even 6. I can't remember. I got to take a look at the standings. Leave your thoughts down in the comments. What did y'all think about this game? We have the Kings coming up on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. That's going to be another tough game. The Kings are hot right now, on a 6-game win streak. Kevin Huerter back in Atlanta. It's going to be some feelings, man. It's going to be interesting to see what Atlanta could do against this Kings team. Leave a like on the video, and I will catch y'all next episode.